Hi everyone, welcome to a weekly reading vlog. So I felt like just vlogging for a week, showing you realistically what I read in a week, how much I read in a normal average week. At the moment I'm currently reading Heartless by Elsie and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm not too far into it. I'm literally about 130 pages into this and I am really enjoying it so far. I think I'm probably going to enjoy this more than the first book in the series. I'm more than Flawless. I don't know why, I'm just getting a feeling that I'm gonna enjoy this a lot more. I think I enjoy the premise of it a bit more, like the nannying thing. I think it's a bit more realistic rather than the babysitting thing from the first book. So I think that's, yes, I think I'm gonna enjoy this a bit more. But for now, I think I'm going to pop to the secondhand bookshop up my road. It's so hot outside, so I might take my makeup off because it's just going to sweat off anyway. I'm going to go there. I think I've got about 10 books to donate. I've got some books my grandma gave me to donate. I've got some books that I've been getting rid of and haven't managed to sell on Vinted, so I'm going to donate those as well. And then I get some tickets so I can buy some new books. So I think I'm going to slowly walk down there. I'm going to try and take it slow because it's so hot, and then I'll come back and get some lunch.
Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again.
Hi everyone, I'm just waiting for my lunch to cook. I've come back from the secondhand bookshop and I ended up picking up 6 books. So I'm going to show you quickly what I bought. I'm just waiting for my lunch to cook on the hob, so that's why I'm in the kitchen. So how the bookshop works that I go to is you can donate books there, and then they give you tickets, and those tickets can be then used towards new books, well, not new books, but like other secondhand books in the shop that they sell. But you don't then get those books for free, you just get them basically for like half the price. So I still paid for these books, but I just got them at a discounted price. So I ended up getting 6 books for £12.50, and it would have probably cost, I think it was, he said it would have cost £28, which is crazy. So I ended up getting it for £12.50 with the tickets because I gave in some other books, so that was a bargain. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I bought. I bought a few like mystery thrillers and then a couple of Stephen King books because they've got like a whole Stephen King section, and I'm trying to get more into Stephen King. So especially this time of year, now it's coming up to like autumn, even though it's blooming boiling, I'm like sweating my pants off where I've just like walked in this heat. It's just so hot at the moment, so I don't know why I decided to walk there now when it's so hot, but I just felt like it. Obviously, I just felt like buying books. So I ended up getting Billy Summers by Stephen King, which I think is more of a mystery, I think. So yeah, I got Billy Summers by Stephen King, which I'm excited to read because I have heard some good things about this one on YouTube. And then another one by Stephen King that I picked up was The Institute, and to be honest I have no idea what this one is about, but I do want to read some more Stephen King this like coming up, as it's coming up to like autumn winter kind of time. So that's the 2 Stephen King books that I bought, and then the other ones are like a mystery thriller kind of ones. So I picked up The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell, and this is the book that follows the family upstairs, and I own that book already. I haven't read the first one yet, but I saw the second one there, so I thought I'd pick that up. And I hate when covers do this. It's got like the short bit and then the longer cover. Like, I hate when covers are like that, it just really annoys me. But anyway, and I also picked up How to Disappear by Gillian McAllister, and I've heard good things about this author, and looking inside this book the chapters look really quite short, so I like that. So that is another one that I picked up, and I don't know why, but I really like how like thrillers and that quite often have these really bright spines. I like how they look on my shelf, like all these just bright spines all together. Don't know why, but anyway, so got that one. And then the last 2 books that I picked up were by Harlan Coben. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I don't know how you pronounce his name, so I'm sorry if I am pronouncing that really badly. But I got The Woods by him and also Court. There was loads of books there by this author, but I thought I'll pick up 2 of them, see how I get on, and then if I like him as an author, I can go pick up some more by him if they still have them. What I did while I was there, I looked up on Goodreads this author, and I looked up which ones were like more of the highest rating that they had. So these ones were both over 4 out of 5 stars, like average rating on Goodreads. So I picked up these ones rather than some of the other ones. And some of the other ones were part of like a 9-book series or something, so obviously I'm not going to pick up those. So these ones are just standalone thrillers, so I picked up them. So that was like my mini book haul for this video. Hi everyone, it's now the next day. So yesterday was actually Wednesday. I forgot to even say what day it was, but I started the weekly vlog on a Wednesday randomly because I felt like it. And last night I was reading some more of this. I didn't read like tons last night. I read up to page 204, so I'm almost halfway through and I am really enjoying this. I think I am definitely enjoying this more than Flawless, the first book in the series, and I don't really know why. I just think I like the connection between the characters more and I like the storyline a little bit more than the first book. So this book follows Cade, which is the main male characters from the first book's older brother, and it also follows Willa, which is the main character from the first book. Summer is her best friend. Cade basically has a son, a 5-year-old son called Luke, and he's really busy for the summer and he needs a nanny basically, and he's trying to find a good nanny that he trusts, someone that's going to trust with his son who he absolutely adores. And Summer says that her best friend Willa can be the nanny because she's looking for things to do anyway, and she's like she's a really fun, positive, like active person, so she ends up being the nanny for Cade's son. But he doesn't particularly like her too much. He thinks she's a bit like immature and young and crazy, and yeah, things do happen. Some things have happened between the two, and I just really like both the characters in this book. I think I definitely prefer these two characters than the main characters in the first book. And also I do really like the child in this book, the kid Luke. He's really cute, and like how he connects with Willa and stuff is just really sweet, and yeah, I'm really enjoying that about it. And also, a man that's good with kids is always an attractive thing for me. Like it's just so nice seeing a man and his son, just seeing a man who's really good with kids and adores his child. It's just really cute and I love it.
Funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again.
Again, if you hear noise, my cat's playing with this like electric toy thing on the door, so if you hear all that noise, that is what that is. So it's actually now Sunday, so I know I haven't like filmed a clip of me talking for a few days. I filmed a few like clips here and there which you would have already just seen, but yesterday I did finish Heartless by Elsie and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I did definitely enjoy this more than Flawless. I did really enjoy Flawless, don't get me wrong, but this one I did enjoy a bit more. I think I just enjoyed the characters more and the plot line and like the tropes more in this one compared to the first book. So yeah, did really enjoy this. I definitely recommend this series and I can't wait to read the rest of them. And then last night I started on my Kindle, which you will have seen probably in one of the clips. I started The Serpent and the Wings of the Night, I think it's called, by Carissa broadbent. I'd been really in the mood for a fantasy book for a while. I've read quite a lot of romances over the summer. Yeah, I've read quite a lot of romances over the summer, so I just was really feeling a fantasy. And this one, to be honest, it's quite different than I thought it was going to be, but it's kind of, the way I would describe this book, I'm about 30% of the way through, so I'm over 100 pages in. The way I'd probably describe this book is Hunger Games meets vampires. So it's kind of like, there's like 5 trials. So the book surrounds 5 different trials, and it's this human competing against loads of vampires. But these vampires have like magical powers and stuff as well. So it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. The only thing I would say is I kind of wish that there was more like information about the world and more information about the vampires at the beginning, because I don't really understand much about the vampires themselves at this point. I'm hoping we'll find out more as the story goes on, but I kind of wish there was a bit more like backstory and a bit more backstory as to why they're doing these trials and stuff. This book's about the main character called Araya. I think she's like in her early 20s, and when she was a kid, she was found in this amongst this like ruins and stuff, like some catastrophe had happened, and this like vampire king guy came and saved her and took her, and he's kept her safe this whole time, brought her up in this like vampire world. She's not used to other humans and things like that. This like tournament each year by the goddess of death herself, and loads of these vampires compete in these trials each year, and there's 5 trials in total that I think take part over 8 weeks or something like that, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. And the contestants, they're kind of like teaming up, like making allies and stuff, kind of like in Hunger Games how they did, which is why this kind of reminds me of Hunger Games. They kind of like fight to the death, and obviously the winner at the end, they get one like thing granted by the goddess, and the main character, she wants to become a vampire pretty much and be really powerful so she can be like one of them, because she could get turned into a vampire by her like by the vampire king that took her, so her like dad essentially, but only 2 out of 3 people survive turning into a vampire, so he doesn't want to do that, so she's doing these trials to get there. So it is really good. I'm up to the 2nd trial at the moment, and I am really enjoying it, and I am really enjoying the main male character, who I think is going to be the love interest. He's called, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but I'm reading it as Rain in my head because it kind of looks like it's maybe pronounced Rain, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I am really enjoying this, and I'm glad to be back into reading more fantasies at the moment. It's now a few days later, and I finished on my Kindle This Serpent and Wings of the Night, and I really did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it a higher rating is because I think they just lacked a little bit of world building, and I feel like I needed to know a bit more about the vampires and the magic system. Like, I don't like info dumping too much in fantasy books, but I feel like this kind of did need a little bit of it just for a higher understanding. But other than that, I really enjoyed this. I loved the 2 main characters in this. It's quite interesting because, you know, I said earlier they were like doing these trials and people were allying up together. Well, the main girl character had allied up with Rain, and they were starting to like each other and all sorts, but then in the end they're gonna have to kill each other, so that was really interesting. And at the end of the book there was 2 really big plot twists, so I'm very excited to start the next ones in the series, but I'm not going to read them quite yet because my mum's going to be borrowing my Kindle soon for her holiday, so I won't have this for about a week or so. So last night I then started reading The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, and I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm liking the fact that there are shorter chapters in this, and I was just fancying a thriller, so here I am. And the synopsis of this one, it's just a really quick synopsis, I'll just read it out. So it says, "Be careful who you let in. In a large house in London's fashionable Chelsea, a baby is awake in her cot. Well fed and cared for, she is happily waiting for someone to pick her up. In the kitchen lie 3 decomposing corpses. Close to them is a hastily scrawled note, and they've been dead for several days. Who's been looking after the baby, and where did they go?" So far, there's not really too much of, that's not really the main premise of the book, I wouldn't say. It kind of is, but not directly, if you know what I mean. I don't know, you probably wouldn't get it unless you read it, but the book goes, the book's told from 3 perspectives. One of the perspectives is a girl called Libby, who is actually the girl who was the baby that was found upstairs in the attic, and Libby's just inherited this house where she was found, so she's just going to explore the house and stuff, and she's found this like cot, which was obviously the cot she was found in and stuff like that, so it's quite interesting. I like her perspective. There's another perspective which I'm not quite sure how it ties in yet, but it's of this family, the mum and 2 children I think, and they're homeless at the moment, and they're living in France, and they're trying to get back over to the UK, and I know that links somewhere to this house and the family, but I'm not sure who yet or how they connect. And then the 3rd perspective is back like 20-30 years ago, this guy called Henry, his perspective when he was a little boy, and now he's an adult, or he's dead now, I don't know yet. I haven't really got that far, but it's from his perspective, and that does tie into everything at some point as well, but I don't know exactly how. I'm getting a rough idea, but yeah, so I'm guessing all 3 of the perspectives are going to completely tie together in the end. I'm excited to continue with this, and I'm enjoying it so far. I think I'm going to film, because I've been filming this vlog for over a week now, so it was going to be a weekly vlog, but it's kind of not anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is film maybe for maybe for this weekend. I'll film over the weekend, and then I'll end the vlog.
I can't believe it's true. I'm I'm just as surprised as you.
Hi everyone, I'm sorry if you hear some background noise. There's some like people outside doing some digging or something. There's some like roadworks and stuff going on just outside. So apologies if you hear that. It's now maybe about 4 days later and I have finished The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell and I absolutely loved it. It was so good, I couldn't put it down. It was one of those books where you're reading it and the time's just flying by and you look at the time and the next minute like 2 hours has passed. So I flew through that book and I've given that 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I went straight on to the second book, The Family Remains. I don't have either of the books with me at the moment because I've just given them to my mum to borrow, so yeah, they must have been good if I'm giving them like to family to borrow. And yeah, I fully enjoyed the second one as well. Normally with like thrillers and stuff, if there's a sequel, the sequel's never as good. It just turns a little bit weird and a little bit boring and you're just like not interested anymore. But I really enjoyed the second book, particularly the chapters about Rachel and Michael. I'm not going to say why or what happens or anything because I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but I really enjoyed that part. It was obviously awful what happened and what Rachel's been through and stuff, but I just enjoyed those chapters. I enjoyed the whole thing, but I did give this one almost a 4.5 stars, but I think I'm going to give this one a 4 stars. So the first one a 4.5 and the second one a 4, but I absolutely love both of them and I highly recommend them. And I am going to end the vlog here. I've been filming this vlog for about 2 weeks in the end, but anyway, that's what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you are not already and you want to see more from me in the future. I try and upload every single Sunday. And thank you so much for watching and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!